How the hell are you folks? You're very welcome along to Sunday Night's Late Night Agenda here. I'm your host Craig and you are all very welcome along to the show. There's lots for us to get through tonight. We'll have a talk about the race for the top four, that's all but over. We'll have a talk about the Manchester City versus Leicester game tomorrow night. A little look ahead to the Barcelona game on Tuesday. And everything else that's in between, some transfer gossip. Most importantly though, whatever you guys want to talk about, because this is your show. You set the agenda. Thank you as always to everyone that's in the chat already. The Real Ginger Steve, Vigo, Gary, Anthony Cronin, Live Gamer, Mossy Kyo, Dirty Girl, Graham Holmes, Kyle Martin, Simon Sings, Yibber, Joe Barnes, Liverpool FC for life, Annette is in, Wool Wizard is in, Sharul is in, Mossy Kyo, Adrian Hall, Brian Morrissey, Sean W, Will is in. I noticed, Will, you put your name now in front of it so as I won't get confused, buddy. Good man. Tom Boland, Robert O'Reilly, Ethan Collins is in as well. Scotty is in, Killer for Hire, Patrick Hill, Tom Boland, Mossy Kyo, FaZe, Joshua, Stevie Richards, Leicester City FC Boya. Mate, how many times have I pronounced your name now and gotten it wrong? I know you're a Leicester fan, but I still go to say LFC Boya. Lorna's in, Nikos is in, Ryan is in, Far Isle is in, God's Disciple is in, Abdul, Liz Golden and Gary Richards. Guys, how are you? Welcome along to the show. Joshua Pereira as well. I think I missed you, mate, and Frankie as well. Vincent, Luke Skywalker, Matthew, Paul. Sorry, so many people coming in. I hope you're all keeping well. I hope you've had a wonderful bank holiday weekend, albeit there's one day to go. Let's start off, I suppose, with the race for the top four, shall we? And then work our way from there. Is that okay? So the race of the top four looks all but over. United are condemned to Thursday night football next season, while Arsenal need either a miracle in the league or to go and win the Europa League to get Champions League football. Nobody seems to want top four. It's crazy, guys, isn't it? Nobody seems to want it this season. Obviously, you have Liverpool and Manchester City a good bit ahead. Spurs always look the safe bet, but even they have dropped to fourth place at the moment, with Chelsea leapfrogging them into third with one game to go. Top four is all but over. As I said, Arsenal need a miracle in the league or to go win the Europa League, which they could well do. Arsenal could well go and win that Europa League. 3-1 up after the first leg. Second leg to come away, Valencia. Chelsea, you make them slight favourites as well on their side of the draw. 1-1 with Eintracht Frankfurt, but they're already qualified for the Champions League, so they don't even need to worry about the pressure. They can just go and try and win the tournament. How's everybody feeling out there? Ollie's at the wheel. Stephen Richards, he certainly is, mate. Ollie is at the wheel. You couldn't write the script any better, could you, if you were an opposition fan of United, for instance? And I don't want to start off the stream really by focusing too much on United, but it's only fun that we poke a little fun at their expense, just for a minute or two, if that's okay. Indulge me, if you will, ladies and gentlemen. So, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer takes over. He's unbeaten in whatever he is, 365 million games, whatever it was, until he signed his contract. And then, from there, it's been a shambles and a shit show. And it looks like United are up shit creek without a paddle. Pogba could be heading off to Real Madrid or elsewhere. De Gea wants out. Yeah, I'm so glad we are where we are as a football club, ladies and gents. Liverpool are in a completely different place. But you know what? A small part of me, and I've been very fucking small here, has sympathy for Manchester United fans, because we've been there. We've been through that over recent years. That rebuilding constantly looked like you might just get there, fall back down again. Rebuilding project starts, new manager, lots of hope, doesn't just work out, come a little bit short. But they are really in a bad way at the minute. That football club from top to bottom needs addressing. And I'm so thankful for Jurgen Klopp, for FSG, for Michael Edwards, and for all the good guys and girls that are working hard to make sure Liverpool Football Club are right up there fighting for the Premier League title. Boy is in the house. How are you, Boy? I said, I don't think parking the bus is the best thing to do. We have to play with high intensity and get stuck into them, because we let them play to find it easy. Mate, I couldn't have said it any better. I've been calling for teams to do that against Manchester City all season. Sitting back, allowing them possession. Even if you are dropping deep, Manchester City are that good with the football. Their players are that clever, intelligent. When you've got David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling, Sane, Aguero, those players are going to create opportunities even in the tightest of spaces. So as you've said, do what other teams have done that have caused Manchester City problems. Get stuck into them, don't give them space, don't give them time, pressurise them, play high intensity, press them back as much as you can, and see where you go from there. It's going to be a massive game tomorrow night at the Etihad. We're going to be doing a watch along over here on the channel as always. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very nervous about it. As I said before, I don't really get too nervous about Liverpool games, because I believe in our guys when we've got our destiny in our own hands. We need Leicester to do us a massive, massive favour tomorrow. I'm not holding out much hope of Brighton doing it in the last day of the season. So for me, I won't say it's now or never, but there's a good chance that tomorrow could be our last chance. United will have fun in the Europa League, said Best Buddies. Good evening, Michael Wicks. How are you, buddy? My team against Barcelona and prediction, Mossy, it's way too early, mate, to start giving out teams because I don't know who's available. I don't know what the story is with Salah, although it's looking very good. To be fair, it's looking good. Tuesday, will that come a little bit too early for him? I'm not quite sure. We'll find out, I'm sure, over the next day or two. Bobby Firmino, he looks a certainty to miss the rest of the season if you go by Jurgen Klopp's comments. Will we see a surprise start for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain against Barcelona on Tuesday night? Let's just wait and see. But we'll do a full preview show, mate. When will we do it? God, it would have to be tomorrow, wouldn't it? I should probably have done the preview show tonight if I had got my thinking cap on. I'll do my team selection out. I'll have it ready for tomorrow. I wasn't sure whether I was going to do a late night agenda tomorrow because I wasn't sure how I was going to be feeling after that Leicester City game. So we have to do a preview. So yeah, I suppose that'll be tomorrow. Team selection for Barca. A few people asking that as well. Off the top of my head, and again, bear with me on this, I'm assuming Salah is going to be fit. Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson. I nearly rolled the fucking dice with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I'd nearly roll the dice and give him a start. Mane through the centre. I don't know if I'd go Origi or Shaqiri. I'd probably go Origi down the left and Salah on the right. So just to recap, the back four, as you'd expect: midfield, Fabinho, Henderson. I'd go with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Even if the manager thinks he can get 60 minutes out of him, I'd go with Origi on the left, Mane through the centre, Salah on the right. I know you can make arguments for Shaqiri. I get all that. I'm just trying to piece together a team here. Far Isle is in as well. How are you, buddy? Let's all laugh at United and then laugh some more, said God's Disciple. Abdul, I'm doing very well, mate. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Come on, Leicester, do us a favour, said Live Gamer. Gary Richard said, I read about this today. I think you're referring to the De Ligt stuff, which I will get to, of course, in a few minutes, ladies and gents. I know a lot of you are tuning in to hear the De Ligt news. Are we buying De Ligt? That much I cannot say, Cryptic Game, and I would never lie to you guys and say, yes, we're buying Matthijs de Ligt. I wouldn't do that. I will get to the news, though, and I think it's pretty good news, to be fair. Frankie B is in as well. How are you? Lots of people just saying hello. Raptor, Uncle Raptor's in the house. How are we, sir? City, fuck City, Raptor. I know, I'm only joking, but fuck them anyway. I just want to get to one point actually before I move on tonight, and I do want to do this now so I don't do it later on. Some lad called LFC89 commented earlier on one of the, I think it was the goal celebration. He said that I'm not a Mexican commentator and that I'm the cringiest Liverpool fan ever. Now, I'm abundantly aware that everything I do divides opinion, that I'm not somebody that would appeal to everybody. I'm a bit Marmite. I get that. I understand that. But I'm not going to change for anybody. And if you don't like what I do, I suppose don't watch. I don't know what else to say. The amount of people that say, Jesus, you're cringy, you're shit, you're a prick. But they take the time to comment and watch. But firstly, thanks for the money, by the way. If you are one of those people that are watching and that doesn't like us whatsoever, cheers for all those views, because that does help fund the childishness and the bad language that you dislike so much. So much love for that one, and thank you. My message is, though, if you don't like the channel and you don't like what we do, I understand. It mightn't be for you, I get it, but why waste your time commenting? Do you know what I mean? If you dislike us that much, don't give us your fucking time. Don't waste your time on us. If you don't like us, go be positive somewhere else. I'd rather see you take that energy and be positive towards a channel or a club that you do like, and put more positivity out into the world, because you know what, we could do it at this moment in time. There's enough fucking negativity floating about. So if I'm not your cup of tea, I understand that. You don't have to come and tell me how shit I am. That's good, that's fine. Just go be happy, go wherever you like. If you have another channel, if you like Mark Goldbridge, go over there and spread some positivity with Mark. If you like the Anfield rap, go spread some love with the Anfield rap, boys. Put some more positive stuff out there about Liverpool. The world could do with it. Whatever your cup of tea is, please just do that. I don't understand the need to be negative towards me, Liverpool, the season, Origi, Lovren, whatever it might be. Just be happy. Try and be happy. I wish happiness for everybody. But would you keep Matip, said Sonia. Yes, I would, Sonia, and I would sell Dejan Lovren. I would have sold them both actually a few months back, but I think Joel Matip has proven to us that he can go through a run of games now and not be injured, and that was the only ever issue I had with him. Where's Connor? What's this? There he is. Oh, Connor, taxi for Connor. Fucking hell, buddy, come on. I would be delighted if we signed him. Oh, taxi. Come on, you're better. Is he better than that though? I don't know, maybe you're not, Connor. I've seen some of your puns though, mate. They're much better than that. How do you draw to Huddersfield, said Thomas Gaming. That's a question for Ollie, mate. That's a question for Ollie. I've seen Gary Neville trying to have a little dig at... So sorry, excuse me. I knew it was coming, that's why I was trying to pinch my nose. I do apologise, I'm so sorry for sneezing out the microphone. Oh, not another one. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I have to take a sip. That's so unprofessional, I'm so sorry. You'd have to ask Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that, mate. I couldn't tell you. I'd seen Gary Neville trying to have a little dig at David De Gea, saying he put it through his legs. Well, that is where most strikers, when they're one-on-one with the keeper, tend to go when they're right in front of them, so I wouldn't be too critical of De Gea on that one. What else we got? Old School said, good evening, Craig, mate. I hope Leicester do us a favour tomorrow, as do I. Jack Sutcliffe reckons the Reds are going to win 7-0 against Barcelona. Mate, that's very positive. I like it. Can you imagine? People's heads would fall off if that happened. Don't listen to them, you're a sexy beast. Yeah. I was thinking earlier on what I'd celebrate, like, if somehow Leicester did the unthinkable tomorrow and got a point. Oh, I don't know. I'm wondering how my nipples are going to look on camera. Put it that way, that's all I'm saying. Everybody's the same, Craig. Nobody likes everybody, said Died 76. Just sprinkle that sugar. Yeah. 55 subs. 55 subs away, said LFC team. As you can see, 55 subscribers away from 13k, which is amazing. Thank you. I wouldn't like be hanging my bollocks waiting for the De Ligt news. It's okay, God's disciple. There's lots of time, don't you worry. I'm getting through everybody's comments. If your reactions are crazy and cringe, I don't know what mine are, said the Walking Gamer. You're a beautiful man. Thank you guys. I wasn't saying it for any comments back. I wasn't looking for any sympathy. I was just trying to, I don't know, maybe just structure people a little bit differently, just push people towards being positive rather than being negative. That's all I was trying to do with the comment. I'm agreeing with Stevie Richards, by the way. If you don't like what you see, go fuck yourself. That's pretty much where I am as well, mate. I was just trying to say it in a more articulate way than I normally would, perhaps. Patrick here, your celebrations last night were brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Even though I was about to say Jen, even though you told me it was Patrick. Farwell said, the people that like it go elsewhere. Yeah, thank you. Right, some more comments. Hit that like button, said Farwell. If we win the league, full meet and greet. Oh, mate, if we win the league. Oh, God, if we win the league. Oh, dare we believe, ladies and gentlemen. Dare we believe. Let's all hope Vardy is having a party, said Live Gamer. Did anybody see the tweet from Rebecca? Is his wife's name? Is Rebecca Vardy his wife's name? Somebody tweeted say let's hope Jamie, or somebody said something like break Jamie Vardy tonight, Rebecca Vardy, so he can't score and Manchester City will win the league because nobody wants Liverpool to win the league. Something along those lines. And Rebecca Vardy said I do. Hashtag come on Liverpool or something like that, or let's win at Liverpool or something like that. So she's gone up on my estimations massively, even though I barely knew her beforehand, so I'd no time for her against her. But you know what, she's massively gone up on my estimations of that comment. Well done, Rebecca, nice one. I don't know about sexy beast, but you're a cool guy with the gift of the gab. Hang on here, are we trying to say that I am not a sex symbol? Is that what we're trying to say here? I mean, I presume that there's nothing but women watching this channel and that you're all trolling me, you're all catfishing me with men's names, but it's just, women out there. Craig Holden, the housewife's favourite. Pour some sugar on me. Now, if that isn't cringy, I don't know what is. What's happened to Mo? Is he going to be okay? It looks like Hansi, he is going to be okay, buddy. Yeah, he walked away last night from the game. He looked good. Yeah, I don't want to be too, I don't want to lie to you and say he's definitely going to be playing on Tuesday, but it's looking good. Boya said, if we do you a favour tomorrow, can I send you a Leicester shirt to wear on stream? Yeah, no problem. No, mate. If Leicester do us a favour tomorrow, you can do whatever the fuck you want, mate. You can make me wear whatever you want, within reason. No dresses, unless of course it's sexy, because clearly I'm a sexy beast. What's the De Ligt news? Right, look, I'll get to it. I understand people are waiting. I do appreciate your time. Let me just pull up my notes. So, are you ready? The Reds have been handed a major transfer boost in the pursuit of young Ajax defender Matthijs de Ligt. Barcelona Vice President Jordi Mestre has revealed that the club are nowhere near a deal for de Ligt and played down reports that they'd even be attempting to sign him. He commented saying that the club have a number of top quality centre-backs including Gerard Piqué, Longley, Umtiti, and they've also signed a very young player called Todibo. So, reading between the lines here, if they're not in for him and Barcelona don't want them, who are the competition for Liverpool going to be if we're genuinely interested? We've heard stuff about Bayern Munich. Well, surely Liverpool are a more attractive option than Bayern Munich at this moment in time. We've heard Manchester United are interested in him. Why the fuck would you go to Manchester United right now? At this point in your career, he's not going to be chasing money. He's not going to want a massive payday at this point in his career. He's going to want to progress. If you're a young player, you've already played Virgil van Dijk in the internationals. You know Gini Wijnaldum. You're looking at Jurgen Klopp. I'm starting to see a few little glimpses that make me believe it might just be possible. Financially, it was always going to be possible for us because 60, 70 million quid is within the realms of possibility for Liverpool. We're not going to be that club that goes and spends 150, 200 million on a player. It's not us. So, I'm just saying, and the papers are saying that there's been a bit of a boost. If Barcelona are genuinely not interested and they're looking at the 3 centre-back options and another young centre-back coming through, that's a massive barrier removed out of the way. Now, Barcelona are going to have to do some rebuilding this summer, as we know. It sounds strange saying rebuilding when they've won the Liga. They're in the semi-final of the Champions League as well. I understand that, but I think everybody can see that midfield needs work. They brought in Frankie de Jong. He's going to be 75 million quid. There's still massive wages there with Dembele, Messi, Suarez, Coutinho, Jordi Alba, and other players that are on quite a big wage. Well, actually, I don't know what Jordi Alba's on. Sorry. I was just naming players there. So, I want to know your thoughts. Do you think that there's a genuine possibility the Reds will go out and sign Matthijs de Ligt this summer? Vardy's going to have a party in the dressing room. Deserves a winner's medal if he scores. But Jamie said, is this the closest Liverpool will get to the title for the next few years if their heads drop? They won't win it this season. Nah. Well, I'm just saying our heads won't drop, Jamie. If we don't win it this season, we'll go again next season and we'll start from scratch and we'll give it our best shot. I don't think this will be the closest we'll ever get because I think we'll win it, mate. I think we'll win it. If not this year, if not next year, I don't think it's too far away. Sorry, my nose is running since I sneezed. Vardy's wife to Liverpool fans said Billy Dalton. I didn't know that, but it makes sense. Mohammed's in. Mohammed, how are you, mate? The supposed fan asked her to injure Vardy so we wouldn't play. I think he meant in the bedroom, Cobra. I think that's what he meant. As in ride him to death, basically. Stop it, Craig, making me hard, said Michael Wicks. When I read it earlier on, mate, when I read the comments in the papers earlier on, I was getting excited myself, if I'm being honest about it. Not in a sexual way, but it was stirring my loins deep within. Boy, I'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy. We're not going to let him goals next year if he comes, said Stig. De Ligt and Werner would be unbeatable, said Tom Jones. In reality, Liverpool need backup in midfield and attack. I can't see us spending most for transfer money on a centre-back. I don't know. I'm not arguing with you, by the way, the Irish Beard, about needing midfielders and attackers. I'm 100% there. But I don't know if somebody like Matthijs de Ligt becomes available and you move on Dejan Lovren. I'm using him as an example, by the way. You move on, say, Dejan Lovren. You freed up the wages of Daniel Sturridge. Alberto Moreno's moved on. Simon Mignolet, you'll get some money in for him, albeit you'll have to replace him with another keeper. I don't know, man. It might add up. It might make some sense. De Ligt and VVD at the back. Oh my god, I'd love that so much. I think we can get them. Said on perks. VVD and De Ligt. Said LFC Tim. Mohammed said, hi Craig, how are you? I'm very well, thank you, my friend. How are you? We're signing everybody, bro, said Vigo. I'll take that, pal. I'll take it. Sign them all. Everybody. Christopher McVicker, if he did come to Liverpool, the owners of Liverpool will be thinking of the sell-on fee in 4 or 5 years. That's okay, though. That's okay, Christopher. He'd still only be, what, say in 5 years' time, 24 years of age? That's ridiculous. Even in 6... You're talking about 27, 28 by the time he hits his peak as a centre-back. So, if you had him for 7 or 8 years, you could sell him in his peak for God knows what. If, you were so inclined. Or you could also have him and Joe Gomez be the centre-back pairing after Van Dijk retires in 5 or 6 years. How much do you think Lovren would sell for? It's a good question. It's a good question, actually. Let's put that one to the chat. I think we've asked this before. I think I remember roughly where the figures were, but, I don't want to give out. So what do you think, guys? If Dejan Lovren was to be sold, how much do you think we'd get from? Evening to the best team in the world, the best fans in the world, so Douglas James Horn, thank you for that, buddy. De Ligt is going to Barcelona, egg boy hero. Well, did you not just hear my comments, mate, about De Ligt? I don't know if you were late to the chat, mate, but I'll say it one more time just in case you were. The vice president has come out and revealed the club are nowhere near a deal for De Ligt and played down reports they'd even be attempting to sign him. He commented that the club have already have a number of good centre backs, including Piqué, Longley, Umtiti, and they've also signed a young player called Todibo. So, as much as you can say he's going to Barcelona, it doesn't look like it's anywhere near close at this moment in time. Right, here come the prices. Wow, you guys are quick. Right, woo. God, there must be lots of people in the chat because it's moving quick. Lovren 30 million, 150 million, said AN3J. Around 50 to 20, 30 to 40, said Ella. 20 million for Lovren, said Liverpool legend. This is fast becoming a porn channel with all this talk of De Ligt. I mean, why not? Red Tube, we'll just call it Anfield Agenda Red. 20 million to 30 million for best buddies. 18 to 25, 20, 32. 29.85 million for Val, which is very precise. Val, well in. Ted Hutton 20 to 25 million. Cobra 35 to 40 million. Solid Geezer 20 to 37 million. Lovren's 25 million. 10 million, I think Matthew is a little bit too cheap for Dejan Lovren. I think he's worth more than that. Going roughly by what you're all saying, I think, very guess, 20 to 25 seems to be roughly the average of what you guys are guessing. SDC, no need to ever apologise to me, mate. It's great to have you win whenever you can come in. Lovren will join Barcelona. The scenes if that would happen, can you imagine that? A few links with him to Italy, by the way. Lovren's the best defender in the world. Edwards could get 100 million from, said Tom Jones. Christopher McVicker said 750 and a packet of skips. Big bag of skips though, Christopher, or a small bag. We need the details here. I think Lovren could be around 40 million pound or so. David Lowen said 30 to 35. Brian Morrissey 25 million. Loyal Lovren said Paco, excuse me. Connor said Lovren should be 30 million plus. World Cup and Champions League finalist, very experienced. There's also his age, mate. Does anybody know what age Dejan Lovren is? I know offhand he's roughly 31, something around that. 30, 31, am I right there? 20 million from Norway, said NPC. How are you? Welcome. 300 million for Degsy, said Prez Salah. Shaqiri can do what De Ligt does, no problem, said Rod. Rod's been on the sherry already. Come on, Rod, admit to it. You've been on the sherry, mate. Although you're not very much a sherry person. I imagine you're more of a beer person, Rod. You being German and all, having all that quality German beer brought up with you. Jamie said only one person knows where he's gone. That person is De Ligt. The only thing we can do now is wait and see who he picks. It is mad, isn't it? Imagine being 19 and being in that position where you pretty much have every major club in the world, well, in Europe, signing for you, or looking to sign you, excuse me. That's mental, isn't it? God almighty. Imagine being 19 and having the pick of all the clubs in Europe. That's crazy. Imagine the scenes if he did something mad like sign for, I don't know, someone fucking crazy like Leon. Imagine that. Imagine he wins. I'm going to play for Leon. Fuck this. I've always wanted to play for Leon. Edwards could get 50 million and a ban on all of the clubs buying our best players, said Peter Ortiz. Why time me out? I just want Craig to see my comment. No hate against this channel just because I'm a United fan. Matthew, I didn't see your comment, mate. I didn't see it being timed out either, but please do put your comment back in, mate. And just stick a smiley face or something beside it, and I'll do my best to see it, buddy, and read it out. What else have we got? Did the info about De Ligt already, James? Mitchell said, Craig, please, we don't need De Ligt. Gomez and Virgil were outstanding. Don't spend a lot in one position. More depth overall. The thing is, though, Mitchell, I understand where you're coming from, buddy, but look at the situation we were in this season where Joe Gomez picked up an injury that kept him out for a few months. Dejan Lovren was injured, and we were literally on the bones of our backside with Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip. Yes, Fabinho can drop in there and play there if needs be. Yes, Henderson even if needs be. Milner if needs be. But they're not ideal. You really want to have 3, maybe even 4 world-class, top level centre-backs when you're challenging on 4 fronts. And that's the reason why I think a lot of people are excited about this possibility. But I understand where you're coming from. There definitely are positions that I think we need to fill quicker. Central midfield, attacking midfield. Well, I say central midfield, I mean attacking midfield. Forward player or a wide player. Maybe a backup fullback. I do understand where you're coming from. Any update on Salah, said Iranian Pride? It looks as if he'll be okay. I don't want to say okay for Tuesday, but I think I'll be very confident he'll be okay for Wolves. He walked away, he was in the dressing room, he didn't need to go to the hospital. He watched the rest of the game in the dressing room. I've seen him getting onto the coach as well after the game. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Oh, I just want to shout out to everybody celebrating Ramadan as well. Lots of love to you all. I'm not a religious person, but I do respect other people's religious beliefs. And to anyone that is celebrating Ramadan, lots of love to you and your families. What else have we got? Lovers 29, thank you, Prez. Who do you think will win the playoffs? I fancy Villa, said Paul. It's always difficult to gauge the playoffs, mate. I was looking at it today. Oh, there's some good sides in there, isn't there? Leeds, West Brom, Derby, Villa. Very difficult. Leeds and Derby is going to be an interesting game. Oh God, do you know what? I can't pick a winner, mate. I honestly can't pick a winner. You can make an argument for any of those 4 clubs and have a very good argument as to why they should go up. Stockport County, said Ishmael. Stockport County. It's always been my dream, said De Ligt. The Irish Spirit said it'll come down to the manager and who the player thinks will get the best out of him. That's Klopp or Pep. Roma interested in Lovren, said Ted. That would make sense. There's talk of who's the centre back there moving on. Is it Manolas or is he already gone from Roma? I know there is a centre back from Roma that somebody's looking to sign in the Premier League. I just can't remember who it is. De Ligt to Leon would not be that surprising, to be honest. He did join Fulham, or Seri joined Fulham. Seri joined Fulham. That didn't work out too well for him though, mate, did it? A lot of us thought Fulham would be much further up the league than obviously they ended up being. Farrell said Lacazette had the nerve to claim Arsenal was the club of his heart. We all know he thought the Gunners were a weapons shop. He does seem very settled though, I'll give him that. At Arsenal, Lacazette does seem very settled there. How much will we get for Mignolet, asks Scotty. I would say a solid 15 to 20 million for Simon Mignolet. I think that's maybe 18 million at a guess. How much maximum would you spend on De Ligt? Exactly as you said, Tyler. I think you've nailed it there, mate. 60 to 70 million seems a very reasonable, realistic amount. Alice Flower said, I'm an Ajax fan and hope you guys win the Champions League. Wow. Mate, you're still in a great chance yourself. 1-0 up with the home leg to come. But thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Matthew Keane said, Craig, as a United fan, at least Europa League tickets will be cheaper. There is that. And do you know what, Matthew? As much as any of us slag off the Europa League, and we will over the next year, to be fair, prior warning, we will. Once you get to the semi-final and finals of that competition, there's a buzz around the club. Whatever club it is. I'm sure Arsenal, Chelsea now, there's a buzz around that club. If you get to a European final, Europa League, even if it is the Europa League, it's a big occasion. The fans are going to go out for it. I'll never forget the game against Borussia Dortmund. Never ever forget that. That was one of the highlights of the last 5 or 6 years supporting this football club. It was brilliant. It was crazy. So if it gives you those memories, mate, as a football fan, you'll have to get the ribbon and the banter from other fans telling you to BTEC Champions League and Thursday night chat or Coronation Street football or whatever the fuck it's called. But if you get deep into that competition, as you guys know, you won it a few years ago. Football's so depressing being a United fan, said Sassy. Watch us sign 2 teenagers from Norway in the summer and finish 8th. Can I ask any United fans that are in the chat, and it seems we've got a couple in, do you guys feel that Solskjaer was still the right signing as manager, or do you think that maybe it was a little bit premature? Would you have liked to hang off till the end of the season and seeing how things panned out? Rod's also linked with Barcelona, and he got pissed on Corona last night. Posh boy, nice. I like Corona as well, Rod, if I have a beer. A little bit of lime in the top of it. Apparently the lime goes into Corona and beer to keep away mosquitoes, although so a Mexican told me when I was on holidays before. Fakir deal is history, we don't want him anymore, said Original Gunner. Okay, what else we got? How bad is United up the creek? They seem quite up shit creek, mate, at this moment in time. I believe Liverpool could bring in Joseph Martinez from Atlanta, 25-year-old with pace, said Jamie Todd. Van der Beek is 22. If you think that's too old for us, then you're a little crazy. I don't know. I don't think... Did I say that, Kieran? I'm not sure if you're replying to somebody else. But I don't remember saying Van der Beek is too old for us, honestly. So, sorry if I did, but I don't think I did. Who was on the clean-out list for the summer? Really good show, Dylan. Who's on the clean-out list? I would say Moreno's gone, Sturridge is gone. They're free transfers. Contracts are up. Kleiney looks like he's likely to go. Mignolet looks like he's likely to go. I would say Lallana will go. Lovren will go. Ryan Kent will go. Grujic on loan. Wilson on loan. Interesting to see what happens with James Milner. I think a lot of us think the romantic thing there was that he'd move on to Leeds if they got promoted. Otherwise, I would not be at all surprised to see Klopp offer him an extension, because he does seem to really rate James Milner. Do we sell Karius when he comes back or keep him? Well, he's on a loan to buy deal as things stand, Live Gamer. He's supposed to be on a 2-year loan, and if he plays a certain amount of games in that time and Besiktas qualify for Europe and a few other things are met, then that deal is supposed to be in place. Now, I know that there's some money issues around Besiktas. I don't know too much about what's going on there. So if he does come back, he'll be moved on to Germany, I'd say, fairly quickly. Farrell said, listen to a bit to AFTV, and one of them was hammering Aubameyang that he doesn't track back, put in the other work. I don't know what to say to that. Aubameyang's a quality striker. He bangs them in. If he's not tracking back, then that's an issue for his manager to take up with him. Although, of course, Arsenal fans have every right to critique their players. That is their right as fans. I'm just saying, I think Aubameyang's a quality striker. Matthew said, okay guys, I'll stop repeating the comment. Apparently Werner's a United fan. Do you think that will affect him signing for Liverpool? No, not at all. He'll look after his career more than anything else. He'll want to win things. He'll want to progress. He'll want to play at the highest level. He'll want to play in the Champions League constantly. And whether he's a United fan or not, the history of football is littered with stories of people who've been fans of other clubs and went on and had great careers at a different club. Who do you think Liverpool were scouting at the Lille versus Lyon game? Could have been anyone. Could have been Fekir. Could have been Pepe. Could have been Memphis Depay even. Could have been Ndombele. I don't know. It literally could have been anybody. Could have been a younger player as well, for all I know. Thoughts on us looking at Mane's international teammate, Sarr from Ron? He's very well thought of. I'm not going to even lie to you, Sean, and say that I've seen too much of him. I've just read things about him, and people have spoken very highly of him. As a neutral, I think it depends on the players he brings in the summer and a few months after that, said Gokul. Craig, any under the radar footballers you'd like LFC to sign? No, not really, to be fair. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say I ever would have said Andy Robertson would have turned out to be as good as he was. So I'm not going to be a liar and say I was one of those guys who said I knew all along he'd be fucking I didn't. I absolutely didn't. Nah, unless it's an older player for experience, I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head. I will spend a lot of time looking and going through transfers though over the coming weeks, don't worry. Transfer window opens on midnight of May the 16th, I believe, so we'll be straight into transfer news as soon as the season ends. We have a lot of content coming up this week, by the way. Just a shout out to that. As you can see, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen as well. So tomorrow night we're going to do a watch along of the Leicester, or the Manchester City Leicester game, and hopefully then we'll have our post match show or our late night agenda after that. Tuesday, of course, it'll be the Reds game against Barcelona in the Champions League, followed by a post match show. Wednesday we'll cover the Ajax Spurs game as well, followed by our usual late night agenda show. Thursday will be the unboxing, I suppose, of the new home kit, so we'll do that in the late night agenda. Friday, I'm unsure. I don't know what's happening on Friday just yet. Maybe a preview and then take Saturday night off, because of course we're heading over to Liverpool on Sunday. So lots and lots of content coming up, guys, so please do hit that subscribe button if you like the idea of lots of free content, lots of transfer talk, watch alongs and everything else. Please do hit that button. 50 to go to 13k. I think Milner's good for another year, said Ishmael. Brewster should progress, said Cobra. Sign Milner on a 1-year extension, said Jack. Will Salah and Firmino out? I don't know if Salah is out, Iranian Pride. I don't know if he is out just yet. Now, I don't want to give false hope either way. The injury isn't as serious as we'd all probably thought at first. Firmino is out. That much we can say for certain. Will it be difficult for us on Tuesday? Yes, of course. It's going to be difficult, mate, one way or the other. Barcelona are a very good side. We're 3-0 down. We just got to go and try and do as best we can. Try and win the game and see where we go from there. Hope Brewster stays. Oh, he's 100% staying. Live gamer, 100%. Not going anywhere. He's going to be in and around the first team next season, and you're going to see a lot more of him. He's still working his way back, of course, from that long-term injury. Kept him out the entire season pretty much. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of him. Pre-season onwards, Ryan Brewster will be in and around the first team, and he will go nowhere. The club fought very hard to get him to sign his first professional contract at the club. Keep Millie, said LFC Tim. Zaha from Crystal Palace will be a good signing then. I don't know if he'd be an under the radar signing, but yeah, I'd take him. I definitely would take him. I watched him playing a lot over the past few months because I'd seen a few links. He's good. He's good. He's too good for that team, to be fair. With all respect to Crystal Palace, he's too good for that Palace team. Craig, will you be continuing this channel in the summer break? Absolutely, Gary. We're going to keep going right through, mate. Still plan to do daily streams. Still plan to do lots of transfer news. Podcasts are coming back as well, so you're going to get them over the summer. Myself, Cash, Connor, Chris, Dave, Brian, October, Kev, Raptor, maybe Rod the odd time if we can get Rod on. So yeah, you're going to get us all summer, buddy. Sell Lovren and buy De Ligt, said Santosh. I'm all for that. Did Mo train today? Is he fit for Tuesday? I don't think he trained today. Got cool. I don't know how many of the players. It would be more of a warm down today, wouldn't it? Really, a stretch out, a massage, stuff like that, recovery. There'd be very little work done on the training pitch, I'd imagine, before Tuesday. Everybody in the Netherlands wants De Ligt to join Liverpool, which is great. I mean, I'm right behind them. Every Premier League game next week is on Sunday. Yes, the final day of the season is always on a Sunday, David. They always kick off at the same time. We know there's nothing happening around the relegation battle. That's done. Top 4 battle, pretty much done. Bar a minor miracle, it's going to be Liverpool, or Man City, Liverpool, Man City, whichever order. Chelsea, Spurs, and then United and Arsenal probably in the Europa. But if Arsenal, of course, go and win the Europa this season, then they'll be in the Champions League as well. Are the shirts arriving on the 9th? Yes, they're supposed to be guaranteed worldwide delivery on the 9th, Adam. What's going on with the channel in pre-season? We're going to keep going, Ted, all the way through. Nothing will change. Still be doing nightly streams. Lots of transfer news. Some shorter videos as well. We'll probably reach out to opposition fans and opposition clubs to get a view on their take of the transfer window. No doubt we'll get Boya on. We'll get Expressions on. I'll have a chat with Mark and see if I can get Mark Goldbridge on. And probably a few more as well. We might reach out to Toffee TV. Might reach out to, I don't know, other fan channels that I don't know about. So yeah, the more the merrier. We can get more people on and get more opposition fans' views. Maybe we'll do some call-ins as well during the summer. Why not? Van Dijk and De Ligt for club and country, said Steve O'Morgan. Shaqiri should start against Barcelona, said Santosh. Craig Gomez, would you say a better right back or centre back? Centre back for me, Matty. Centre back. You'd say right back. Well, there you go. I would say centre back, but anywhere in that back four, you'd be happy to have him in there, wouldn't you? He's that good of a player. He's not as good going forward as Trent at right back. That's my only reservation. Pep wants to go back to Barca. I haven't read or seen that, mate, anywhere. I'd seen links to Juventus, but you never say never. Did you see that Pep was at the game at the Nou Camp between Barcelona and Liverpool? And it was actually quite a nice story. He was sitting with his father, which is always lovely to see. But they were sitting in the same season ticket seats that they've had since he was a child. Now, whatever you think of Guardiola or Manchester City or whatever, that's a nice story. That he was sitting in the normal part of the stand with his father in the same seats they've had since he was a kid. That's a nice story. Remember what we did in Istanbul? It ain't over till it's over. Come on, the Red, said Hansi. Ishmael said, I don't want Zaha. It's a Manchester United connection. I didn't want Paul Ince all those years ago either. It shouldn't be done ever. I don't know, mate. Would it not be nice to get him in and show Manchester United that, you know, at the right club at the right time, he could be absolutely world class? I kind of go the other way with it, but I do understand your way of thinking. Will my kit arrive on the 9th, said Adam. I don't know, mate. If you've ordered it before the cut-off date, then I'm sure it probably will. The whole point was that if people ordered it, it was guaranteed for worldwide delivery on the 9th of May, so I hope you get it on the 9th, Adam. Do you think Steven Gerrard would get a place in this current Liverpool team? Yes. I think Steven Gerrard would probably be playing in the 10 in this current Liverpool team, the way we're set up. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine Gerrard just in behind those front three, doing what he was doing for Fernando Torres. Oh my God. With the quality of passing he could put through, Jesus. Yeah, that would be amazing, actually. Roberto said, if we sell Dybala, Cancelo, Costa, Pjanic, I'll be so pissed. Our board aren't that fucking stupid, surely. They're probably looking at Pjanic, mate, and thinking he's getting on, and it might be a good time to cash in on him before. He's a quality footballer, don't get me wrong. Miralem Pjanic, excuse me, is absolutely quality. But they might be looking at him and thinking it might be the last time they have a chance of getting a decent payday from him. Barcelona will beat them 5-0 in the second leg. Yes, mate, of course they will. They'll come to Anfield and they'll beat Liverpool 5-0. Good man, best of luck. You should put loads of money on it, mate. All of it. Every penny you have in your life, put it on it. Obviously, I'm not saying that seriously. I don't want you to put your money on something that's stupid. Graham Holmes said, if we've Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain back now, do we need another midfielder? My thoughts are a centre-back, versatile full-back, Timo Werner or Fekir for the forward line. I suppose by midfielder what I mean is an attacking midfielder, Graham. So I don't think with Henderson there, maybe, as you said, with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, with Fabinho, with Gini, maybe Grujic coming back, I don't know. Then maybe, yeah, we've enough options for the centre, but I think we do need a little bit more guile going forward, even with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain back and Ryan Brewster coming through. David Rowett said, I don't think Mo will be fit for Barcelona. It's just like Vertonghen's head injury. I don't know. I don't know. Vertonghen's head injury wasn't a concussion, so he doesn't have that 10-day rule where he'd have to be, stay away from playing for 10 days. So I don't know if Mo's is a concussion either, David. I haven't seen. We better win the Euro League. I'm fuming after the result today, said Original Gunner. Okay, what else we got? I've ordered your merch for my birthday. Oh, mate, that's so nice. I hope it comes soon and I hope you like it, and thank you. That's so nice. Maybe Zaha hates United for getting rid of him. I don't think people are that petty, really, to be fair. Craig, Zaha went on a goal drought, 1 in 17 from December to March, I think it was, said Douglas James Horn. Again, though, sometimes it's just being at the right club, the right motivation, the right manager, the right crowd, the right circumstances, the right competitions, the right environment. I don't know, mate. I've said I don't know a lot on this stream tonight, but I'm just trying to be honest. I don't want to tell lies. Hands off Zaha, you're already taking the best players. Let us have Zaha and Ziyech. You can have everybody else, said Original Gunner. Do you think that Stan Kroenke's going to pony up the 60 odd million though to go and get Zaha, Original Gunner? Because I don't know if we would. And I'm only getting that feeling from speaking to Arsenal fans today on Twitter. The only player I'd ever want to use to play for United is Depay. He was supposed to come to Liverpool but chose to go to United because of Van Gaal and was so wrong. Kind of like what happened with Salah. I don't know about Memphis Depay. Quality wise, I can't say anything against him because he can be absolutely extraordinary. I don't like the diva aspect. Now, if we were to go and sign him, then I'd be absolutely convinced that Jurgen Klopp had sat down with him and was happy with what he heard and was happy with to go ahead with the move. Claire said, I tried tracking mine with DHL and they couldn't trace my shirt, though the LFC says guaranteed delivery for the 9th of May. I'm the same with mine, Claire, so don't feel bad about it. It's probably just in a holding depot. I'd say DHL, who are delivering the shirts here in Ireland as well, just have... Last year, I remember the shirt came with a note on it saying not to be delivered before whatever the date was last summer. And my shirt came really late last year, and I thought it wasn't coming. But then I remembered at the last minute there's actually a guy in my housing estate that works for DHL, and he brought it with him on the way home from work. So I wouldn't be too worried. I'd say it will show up on Thursday. Has anybody seen Alan McGregor's red card today? Looks like Gerrard wanted to leather him for such stupidity. Yes, I seen it just before it came up, mate, on Sky Sports News. Outfield player had to go in goal as well, didn't he? I heard Salah is out for 10 days. That's if he's diagnosed with a concussion. Domestic butler. The rules are that he'd be out for 10 days. He didn't go to hospital. He stayed in the dressing room afterwards at St James's Park. He actually watched the rest of the game, so I don't know if it was a concussion or not. I'm obviously not qualified to say. Pjanic is ridiculous on the ball, said Brian Morrissey. He is. He's great with a free kick as well. Koke would fit in our midfield, said Gary Richards. A good shout. And I think somebody that I'd read Atletico were willing to let move on this summer. And it's also no secret that they looked at Marco Grujic as a possible player that they'd like to bring in. I like Wolves. Neves is epic, said Val. Werner and Fekir, said Liverpool Football Club. Fuck Man City, said PC Salah. Got Cool, said Craig. It's so epic to see the way you deal with trolls. Thank you, mate, but I know I shouldn't bite as much as I do. I've watched back. I'm trying to learn all the time. I'm doing these streams. I'm watching things back. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to see what triggered me in certain situations. And what tends to happen is during the watch-alongs is when it's at its worst, because I could be frustrated with something in the game, a referee's decision, a draw in the game when we need a win, and then I could come to a comment and it could just trigger me. And it's a comment that I'd probably gloss over 9 times out of 10, but because it's during a watch-along when emotions are heightened anyway, I tend to probably kick off a little bit too much on them. I shouldn't do it. I should spend the time dealing with people who have put stuff that's actually worth reading into the chat, and I'm trying to do that more and more, but sometimes I'm just me and I snap, and I can't keep apologising for it because it's who I am, but I know I should try to do better, and I will try to do better, but I can't promise anything. If Gerrard was still here, we would have beat Barca, would have won the Champions League, said Live Gamer. Not over yet though, buddy. I mean, miracles need to happen, but it's not over yet. Big Man Steve is in. How are you, mate? Welcome. Okay, where was Recessionizer's comments? I'm trying to catch up, ladies and gents, so I didn't think there'd be as many comments tonight, because it had been a rather quiet week actually for the channel. I don't think I can catch up with Recessionizer's comment. Harry Wilson needs another season on loan, said PC Salah. Could play Oxlade-Chamberlain at right back. I'd rather not, to be fair. I remember Arsenal fans moaning a lot about playing him at right back. I may have missed your answer, but who would you like to sign from a relegated team? Ryan Sessegnon, Luke. Ryan Sessegnon, mate. I don't think I did answer it, to be fair, but Ryan Sessegnon. Zaha said he wants Champions League football, said Big Man Steve. Well, that rules out a few clubs. How's your Sunday been, Craig? It was very good, thank you. It's my daughter's 15th birthday today. It was lovely spending time with her. Her grandparents came down. We had a nice time, a nice family afternoon. All good, yeah, very good, thank you. I hope everybody's had a lovely Sunday. LFC time, don't think that's true, mate. Oh, sorry, you were replying to somebody else. I was reading out a comment there thinking you were talking. Yeah, it's LFC time. Didn't Zaha leave United because they treated him so badly? I don't know, but am I wrong in saying that he was having a crack at Moyes' daughter? Am I wrong in saying that? Depay is also friends with Genie, said Big Man Steve. I think it's time to put Shaqiri in the first 11 against Barcelona. Maybe you can take advantage on a set piece situation, says Sharul. Could quite possibly happen, mate. I wouldn't rule it out. Disregarding the Champions League final, who do you think is better all-round keeper, Karius or Mignolet? I would say, this is a weird one. I would say Karius had the potential to be a better goalkeeper, but I would probably play Mignolet because he's probably the safer option. Yeah, I think Mignolet is probably the safer pair of hands, but I think Karius is a better goalkeeper, if that makes any sense. I think Karius, I don't know how damaging that Champions League final was too, but there's something in him that just doesn't seem to be able to fully focus and concentrate. Whereas Mignolet can do that a little bit better, but I don't think he's at the same calibre as Karius. Bobby apparently to Barca. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to repeat myself this summer. Liverpool's front three are not going to go anywhere this summer. Nowhere. No Barcelona, no Real Madrid, no Bobby Firmino, no Mo Salah, no Sadio Mane. It's just not happening. They're not going anywhere. And if Barcelona came in to sign Bobby, don't forget they have to pay 100 million on top of any price for the player because of the deal that Michael Edwards signed, which runs out at the end of next season, I believe. So Barca ain't going to come in for Bobby Firmino. Thoughts on Juventus wanting De Ligt? Well, can they afford him is my question with De Ligt. They've got massive wages for Aaron Ramsey coming in. They've got decent enough wages to pay Emre Can. They've got Cristiano Ronaldo there. They've got Dybala there. I know they're looking to move a few players on. And Juventus are usually quite clever about how they do business, to be fair. I can't imagine them going after Matthijs de Ligt. I just can't see it happening. Pogba looks more likely to go to Real Madrid, but you never know about Juventus. Isco, possibly. Do you think Shaqiri will stay at Liverpool? I genuinely don't know. I would sell him personally. But I think if he stays this summer, then we can put to bed the rumours that Klopp doesn't fancy him as a player or doesn't think he can do a job. If he's here at the end of the transfer window, then there was a different reason why he wasn't playing this season very much. But I would sell him personally because I think you could turn a nice little profit on him. Pre-order mine from JD Sports. I hope I get all 3 tops next day. I don't know, Michael Fleming. I can't speak for that, mate. Sorry. Who do you think will leave Liverpool after this season? I've just done that question a few minutes ago, mate. Really quickly: Mignolet, Lovren, Klein, Lallana, Moreno, Sturridge, Ryan Kent, and then maybe Grujic and Wilson on loan. Oh, Kleiny as well. I think Kleiny will leave. Alan McGregor led his side down today, even though they won, said Adam Parks. Jovic, a big signing for Madrid. It's a decent signing, to be fair. What is it, 53 million, something like that? Zielinski, he's a player we flirted with when Brendan Rodgers was Liverpool manager. Remember that? I don't know if we go and sign Zielinski. Although, interestingly enough, did you see the comments today from Napoli saying that they, or Carlo Ancelotti, I should say, saying that they're interested in signing the fullback from Spurs. What's his name? That English guy, shit tattoos, takes a good free kick. Fucking hell, not Danny Rose, not Kyle Walker, who's gone to City. What's the other? Kieran Trippier. Yeah, him. Yeah, interested in signing Kieran Trippier apparently, who Spurs apparently are willing to let go as well. Anyone else think he looks a bit white today, like he's becoming ill? Me? Oh, it's just me fucking around with the colour on the camera, mate. I can change that in 2 seconds. Yeah, that's just me messing around with the webcam. Let me see. I'll do it here live while we're on. See, I got a little bit darker there. Now maybe I look a little bit less sick. Yeah, sometimes it's just a different lighting in the room. I have a ring light that's on as well. Obviously the lighting here in the room, and then the different variations of the camera picking up the light. Liverpool to re-sign Igor Bishkan. Super crowd. Igor Bishkan used to be atrocious. He did a job though away at Juventus. We need a backup left back with Moreno going in the summer, said Big Man Steve. Yeah, we do. As I said, that young guy from the under 23s, Adam Lewis, looks likely to probably pop up and be the backup. The amount of red card Rangers are getting would concern me. I know the Morelos guy is responsible for most of them, but still, it is a bit mad, Brian, to be fair. There's a lot of them. Are you reacting to the Man City Leicester game tomorrow? Yes, Harrison, we're doing a watch along, buddy, of that game tomorrow. Starting about 20 minutes before kickoff, so I hope you can join us for that. Imagine Salah's celebration whilst being half concussed when Origi's goal went in. Yeah, I would like to have seen his celebration. Yeah, that would be interesting. I would have liked to have seen it. Bernadette, how are you? Welcome in. Who's Liverpool going to sign this transfer window? No idea. Infinite topics. I'd like Werner. I'd like De Ligt. I'd like Fekir, Dybala. Julian Brandt. There's a few more players I can think of maybe off the top of my head. Yeah, Connor, I was thinking as well, don't make me block Brian Morrissey as well. I'm sure it was just him trying to ride Trippier though. Trippier is so shit, his England form made him good, said Douglas James Horn. Messi said he wants to end his career at Liverpool. Me Masmate's goldfish told a friend I used to know. Yeah, and he told a taxi driver who told somebody else that works at Melwood. Nailed on. Craig, it's pronounced Trippier. Trippier. It's Kieran Trippier. I know I'm terrible at pronouncing things, but it is Kieran Trippier. Craig, maybe it was Uar. We were scouting at the Leon League. You just wanted me to fucking say Uar, didn't you, Adam? We need to go full out attack against Barcelona, said Sam. I don't know, measured, I think, mate, at first. Because if we go 1-0 up, and even get into half time at 1-0, pinch a second goal in the first 15 minutes of the second half and it's game on. I think it's about being measured in our attacks, keeping a clean sheet. Don't overcommit, because one goal and we're up shit creek. Coates would be good to bring back. He's too cumbersome. I've seen him playing for Sporting and he still looks the same, awkward, tall, gangly. Great from a set piece, from a corner, don't get me wrong, but no, I wouldn't have him back. I have an idea, we can sign Luis Garcia. I think we might have gone past that one. Jaden said, I've work tomorrow, I'll try pop in. Don't worry, buddy. Don't get in trouble at work. I don't want you doing that. Chiesa from Fiorentina is a young prospect, only 21 and very good. I remember seeing his name on the score sheet a few times this season actually. Rafa the Gaffer's in, mate. How are you? Michael Fleming said, I would like Vardy at LFC. What do you think? Probably a little bit too old, Michael, at this moment in time. If he scores tomorrow, then give him a fucking 10-year contract. Do you know what I mean? If he scores and gets a point off City tomorrow, then give him a 10-year contract. Do you think any of our younger players will be introduced next season, apart from Ryan Brewster, who's obviously definitely going to be introduced? I spoke about that young left-back Adam Lewis, who's probably going to get some more time. You'd imagine that Curtis Jones would get some time pre-season anyway. Nathaniel Phillips, Connor Masterson, Queeveen Kelleher perhaps. I mean, I suppose it's just who impresses the manager in pre-season. I'd love to think we could bang it 4 against Barcelona, keep a clean sheet, but I can't see Barca not scoring, said Ian. Again, just think back to last year, mate. None of us thought that Roma would beat them 3-0 in Rome either, so I mean, there's always hope. Just read on the BBC website that Liverpool expect Salah to be fit for the Barca game, said Elijah John 5. Go on. Would you want Van der Beek at Liverpool? My honest answer there is I've seen very, very little of Van der Beek. Actually, extremely limited amounts. I've seen him in the game versus Spurs. I've seen a few highlights of him in the Champions League. Nowhere near enough to give an honest opinion. Salah is expected to be here for the Barca match, said somebody else, which is good news. I'd rather get fired, but at least I get to watch you, mate. Don't get fired. Important to keep your job, mate. Have a few quid. Thoughts on Moreno being linked with the Celtic job? There's no way, mate. There's no way he's going to take over at Celtic. Not a chance. There's more chance of him taking the Everton job, I'd say, than there is. He'd have no the money. He'd have no money. Although we're guaranteed to win the league, but apart from that, like, I just couldn't see that happening. Would you bring back the boot room if Klopp was open to the idea? Not really. I mean, I like the idea in theory, but look at United now as an example. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in there, Mike Phelan or Rio Ferdinand being muted for the director of football role, Michael Carrick sitting on the bench as well. Only if these people are good enough for the roles. Football's moved on a lot from the days of Paisley, Shankly, Fagan. I love having ex-players around the club in different forms, but I don't know. I always just want the best people for the job. Bobby out for the season, yes. Lee, unfortunately, mate, he is out for the rest of the season. Would you want Gelson Martins at Liverpool? No. You had a chance to get him last year when the whole thing with Sporting was going on. Is Liverpool getting De Ligt? I don't know, Kieran. I have no idea. I hope so. If you're talking about the stream title, buddy, and you're in late, basically Barcelona have said that they've nowhere near a deal done for Matthijs de Ligt, and they played down reports that even attempt a signing. Where is his name? Where's he gone? Their vice president said that they already have a number of quality centre backs, including Piqué, Longley, and Umtiti, and they've also signed a young player called Tadiba. So they're kind of pouring a bit of cold water over the links with them and Matthijs de Ligt. What's your opinion on Suso? He's alright. Don't think he's good enough for us. Think he could. I've always thought if he came back to the Premier League, Tim, I've always had a sneaky suspicion he'd end up at Spurs. He could be a decent replacement for Christian Eriksen, you know. I just don't know if he'd be. I just don't think he's right for us. Don't you think that Fekir struggles with fitness in League One, that he'll struggle with fitness in the Premier League? Does he struggle with fitness in League One though, Joseph? Somebody mentioned to me last night that he plays most of the games. The only thing for me was not that he struggles with fitness, is the knee, the rebuild of the ACL. That's the only thing that I think I had any doubts over. And of course I'm not privy to those medical records, they're private. Is this the greatest Liverpool team of all time? No, it isn't. Well, that's my opinion, of course. The greatest Liverpool teams of all time went out and won European Cups, league titles. I would say it's the greatest squad we've had in the past 10 years, probably. Maybe even a little bit longer, but I couldn't say it's the greatest team of all time, no. Not when you're talking about Kenny Dalglish, Graham Souness, Phil Neal, Kennedy, Thompson, Clements. No, I mean, just no. I would say that we're not anywhere near the greatest Liverpool team of all time, but that's just my opinion. Imagine with Tweedy and Fabinho in midfield, the competition would have 1 second on the ball. I don't rate Matuidi, Roberto, personally. I think he's a bit of a headless chicken. Just my opinion on him. Of course, you being a Juve fan, you've seen a lot more of him than I have, and you probably really rate him. I just don't like him personally. Craig, front four for next season: Mane, Salah, Coman and Bobby. I don't know if we get Kingsley Coman. I've never actually thought about Kingsley Coman. If we sell Shaqiri, we should bring back Suso, said Adam Parks. Suso coming up a lot actually in this stream, first time in ages. Realistic youth Premier League debutants next season: Curtis Jones, Keanu Hoover, Adam Lewis, Ryan Brewster, Queeveen Kelleher. To Jack's page. Recessionizer said, we're linked with Cody Drama, 17-year-old right back from Fulham, linked to Trent Alexander-Arnold, reported by James Pearce. Or likened to Trent, reported by James Pearce. Interesting. Would you sign Manolas? No, I wouldn't. Ibrox is currently Liverpool's boot room. Sorry for the short answer there, Jaden. No, I just wouldn't have Manolas. Verratti is great, Eric. I would absolutely have Verratti at Liverpool. For me, Verratti is the ideal central midfielder when he's fit. And he does have a few injury issues, but he's one hell of a footballer. Hansi said, I always feel upset when Mo is upset. He said in an interview he cries to himself when he isn't fit to play. Just shows how much of a winner he is and how much of a professional that he is. If this present team go on to win trophies, then they might become a greatest team, but they're not right now, said Elijah John. What's Bobby's injury? It's a groin tear or an abductor tear. Something around the groin, Crosby read. It's an abductor tear or a groin. I don't think, they said the tendon was torn or something like that, but it's something around his groin. Craig, if you do whisper down the mic, Leicester will draw tomorrow. Trust me, do it. Nah, I'm not jinxing anything, sorry. Aspas done okay when he left. Yep, he went back to the same club that he came from and did quite well. Well, I say do quite well. Celta Vigo aren't doing quite well, but he managed to score quite a bit. Okay, what else we got? I really hope Curtis Jones comes through, says Lee. I think I had a few more things in my notes actually. Where are we? Oh yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson have made Premier League history with their incredible haul of assists this season. It's the first time in the Premier League history that two defenders from the same side have provided 10 or more assists each in a single season. What a season it's been for both our full-backs. They're still quite young as well, which is amazing to think that we have them for the next 5, 6, 7 years. What is it, 11 assists each this season, which is ridiculous for our two fullbacks. So congratulations to Trent, congratulations to Andy Robertson. That is one hell of a return this season. Well done to both of them. Mohamed Salah's unstoppable strike against Chelsea has been voted Liverpool's goal of the month for April. The counter-attack goal at Southampton also took second place in the vote, while Wijnaldum's clinical opener against Cardiff City finished third. So congratulations to Mo on winning goal of the month for April. I think we all kind of knew he was going to do it. Something there about the away kit. Craig, has your jersey arrived yet? No, they're not getting delivered until May the 9th, mate. That's the worldwide delivery date. Has the away kit been announced? No, not that I've seen, Ted. There's been a few mock-up images, but nothing I've seen reliable yet. Elijah John said, I can see Oxlade-Chamberlain featuring versus Barca. He could do. You know, he might just do. You might get 60 out of him from the start. If Liverpool wins the Premier League, this will be our greatest side in an era, but definitely not of all time, said LFC Tim. That's a very good way of putting it, mate. Stevie Nicol was talking sense about Bobby's injury being serious. No, he wasn't, and here's why. This is why I'm not giving Stevie Nicol any credit on this one, buddy. He said this before Bobby came and played against Barcelona. He said that he believed Jurgen Klopp wasn't telling the truth about the extent of Bobby Firmino's injury. There is no way in hell the medical staff and Jurgen Klopp would have played Bobby Firmino if they believed that he was at a risk of injury. No way would they have done it. Not a hope. So I think Nicol was talking out his arse and circumstances just worked in his favour. There's no way they'd have given him that time at the new camp if he was injured. Just not a hope. They wouldn't do it. It's just too unprofessional. Craig, from 1 to 6, 1 being worst rated teams you hate in the Premier League. From the top 6, I don't really hate anybody, mate. Manchester City, but not the fans or the manager or the players, just the way the club is run. Barcelona fans can kiss my ass. I said this earlier on during the week. They're just a horrible bunch of cretins. The ones I've had to deal with anyway over the past week. I don't really hate anybody, mate, in the Premier League. I'm not a hateful person, really. Not overly fond of Chelsea. But yeah, I mean, I like to think of a lot of these teams as pretty irrelevant to us now. I think we've pushed on a level and we're a little bit above. It's us and Manchester City now gone mano-a-mano for that Premier League title. And the rest are, 18, 20 points behind? Trent and Robbo are truly special, said Adam. Robbo, Trent are the best fullbacks in the Premier League assist king, said Liverpool Football Club. Heard United going to sign Bale. Never heard that before. If they do, wrong signing again. Another one of these, just signing a name, just signing somebody that can do great things but will be injured for a lot of the season and will take ridiculous wages and a ridiculous amount of money. Sanchez again today, comes on, first game back, picks up another fucking injury. 450 grand a week for a player that does absolutely nothing for the club. Trent said he doesn't want to ever leave Liverpool. Of course not, he's a local boy. I'd be amazed if he ever wanted to leave. I hope he goes on to captain the club someday. Do you think once Messi retires, Liverpool will dominate Europe? I don't think Messi is what's stopping Liverpool from dominating Europe, to be fair. I mean, I know we lost that game 3-0, but we were the better team. And I stand over that statement. Barcelona were clinical. That free kick for Messi was world class, absolutely sublime. The first goal was a very well worked goal as well. Second goal a little bit fortunate, if I'm being honest, but I don't think Messi... I mean, Barca haven't dominated Europe. Well, when if they won the Champions League last? 6 years ago? Something like that, is it? So, Real Madrid have been dominating Europe, so I don't think Messi retiring would really change much. We should have came out of the new camp with a better result than we had. They got the gold, fair play to them. No hay here. Salah for the golden boot, said Mark. It's looking positive, mate. It's looking positive. Aspas has 17 goals for Celta Vigo, which is pretty good. Do you remember Luis Alberto? I do. He's still playing with Lazio, doing quite well there as well. Lucas Leiva has signed a contract extension with Lazio as well that's going to keep him at the club till 2022. So it's good to see that he's feeling settled there. I've always had a very, very soft spot for Lucas Leiva. I hope he comes back to Liverpool someday in a coaching role. But congratulations to him on signing that contract extension. When is the away kit due to be released? I have a feeling the end of June. That's my guess, because the way the club have done the vouchers for the home kit, you can only use the £10 voucher between the 1st and the end of June. So I think you'll probably see the away kit get released down after that. Just so you can't spend the tenner voucher on it. But I could be wrong. I could be being absolutely too cynical here. And maybe you can use the £10 voucher on it. Dembele is injured. I've seen that. Picked up an injury in the league game for Barca. Fekir Asaul in an LFC shirt. Fekir, for me. Even, Fekir, as long as the club are happy with the knee, then Fekir. There's very few other players I think can fill the role as well as we need to fill. So if the club can work through the medical and think that his knee's okay, then just give me Fekir. Trent playmaking from full back has gone totally under the radar, not just bombing up and down but crossing it in. Salah's looking good for the golden boot, said Ted. I hope Gerrard comes and manages us when Klopp goes, said Live Gamer. I read something interesting today from Raphael Honigstein saying that there's a massive following in Germany for this Premier League title race because of their admiration for Jurgen Klopp. And Raphael Honigstein was saying that he fully believes Raphael Honigstein fully believes that Klopp will be at Liverpool for the next 5 or 6 years, and I sincerely hope so. If Gerrard comes in after that, so be it. But right now, just keep giving me more of that Jurgen Klopp, please. Inject it into my veins. Can I ask why you love Lucas Leiva so much? Any reason? Yeah. He struck a chord with me, Adam. He got a lot of abuse. He kept his nut down. He kept trying to progress. Didn't do anything unprofessional. Kept trying to improve as a player. Smiled all the time. Was a thorough professional when he was at Liverpool. Loved the club. His kids have grown up as Scousers here. I just admired him. I admired everything about him. I admired his determination, coming back from serious injuries. His career could have been so different. If you remember, he was so close to scoring against Everton. And if he had scored that goal in the derby against Everton, I think his Liverpool career could have went on to be so different. I just really admire him. I think he got a harsh deal from a lot of Liverpool fans for a very long time. And I've always liked him. As I said, I named my son after him, so... can someone tell me what's happening with De Ligt? You watch back, Wolfies. I'm not meant to be rude, buddy. I've done it 3 times now in the stream so far to try and keep people up to date with it. I'm sure somebody in the chat can probably help you out, mate. Have a feeling it'll be a classic yellow kit with red stripes at LFC. Tim, does the £10 voucher come with the kit, or do you get a code? No, it comes with the kit, so you'll get like a piece of cardboard that will have like a load of lasered signatures looking like the players' signatures and all, and then you'll have the £10 voucher underneath that. It's a piece of paper that's probably about 10 to 12 inches, maybe 8 to 10 inches in size, but it will come with the shirt. Wilson to stay next season. Klopp can do magic with him. I think he'll go out on loan personally, Mark, but I've don't take this as gospel. I just think he'll go on loan to a Premier League club. Wilson scored a penalty, of course, today for Derby County. I think Fekir's agent had something to do with him not signing. Well, they've changed agents, I believe, Mark. Well, I know he has. I don't say I believe. I know he's changed agents. Wolfie, you'll be getting De Ligt. Okay, Wolfie, I'll be nice, mate. So basically, on De Ligt, Barcelona's vice president has come out and poured cold water over the rumours that they're close to a deal for De Ligt, and said that they may not even attempt to sign him. He said that they already have a number of good centre backs at the club: PK, Longley, Umtiti, and some young guy called Todibo. And basically, the papers are saying that opens up the pathway for Liverpool to go in and sign him. You should get Van der Beek. A couple of people have mentioned that one tonight, buddy. I'm not even going to try and pronounce your name because I'll just get it wrong. Is it Boek van Zinderen? I said I'm not going to try and pronounce it, and then the next thing I did was go and try and pronounce it. But thank you for your comment. Lucas Leiva is a legend, so Gary. 46 subscribers away, guys, from 13k. If you're watching and you're enjoying the stream, please do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button. To get 13k this season would be magical. So please do keep hitting that button. And if you've already subscribed to the channel, thank you. I hope you're enjoying the content. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream as well. A couple more minutes and then we're going to call it a night. Will I take ballerina or holding at Liverpool? I have no idea what you mean by that. Ballerina? That has to be a misprint, Maddie. How much does the new LFC shirt cost? The adult one was £59.95. The kids kit for Lucas, I think, was about £43, I think. I think it was 43. I could be wrong now, but the adult one for the one I got, the short sleeve shirt with nothing on it, was 60 quid. We should sign Ribery. Well, he's leaving, isn't he? He's too old, too injured. Frank Ribery's 36, I think, Gary. He's leaving Bayern Munich this summer, as is what's his name? Arjen Robben. Craig has a big penis. Lies, lies, and more lies. Flexible temp. Just lies. Lies everywhere. I can confirm, sources can confirm that is absolutely not true. I told you, I don't tell lies. I don't come on here and spout lies. It's not big, mate. It's massively not big. Craig, Hector Bellerin or Rob Holding. Pass. Pass on both, Maddie, unfortunately. Lucas Leiva will always be remembered as a Liverpool great, said Tom Boland. Tea or coffee? Coffee, Owen. Although I've given up coffee recently, I haven't drank coffee in 6 days now. I got an adult goalkeeper for £48. Where'd you get that? Michael, I'd love to know where you got that for £48. It's sad news destroying our night, said Eric Worry. I don't know what that is. What's sad news? Did I miss something? Sorry if I did. Neither. Diet Chav for Craig. Always. God almighty, Diet Coke. If you're watching this stream, whatever. Come on. Sponsor a brother, will you, for fuck's sake? Get on here with the Diet Coke. Just drive outside and tip a truck into my front garden. Just tip loads of bottles and cans. I'll clean it all up. It's all good. 59 quid for a football top for me. That's ridiculous. So Christopher, it gets really ridiculous, mate, when you want one, your kid wants one, then he wants the away kit, and then you want the away kit, and then you're looking at training gear. It definitely does all add up. But look, nobody puts a gun to your head to buy them. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. It's completely my choice whether I buy it or not. Oh, you did 20% off JD student code. Nice, that's class. Always happy to see somebody getting a discount, Michael. I just thought I'd missed a trick there somewhere, pal, but do you know what? Fair play. Nothing wrong with a discount. What do you think the best moment in football is? The hand of God. I fucking love that. If I'm being honest, I absolutely love Diego Maradona's hand of God against England. And not because it was against England, just because I love a good bit of shithousery, so I'll go with that one. I thought, obviously Istanbul was absolutely sensational, but God, I do love that. I do love that hand of God moment. Why were you timed out? Original Gunner, I haven't got a clue, buddy, sorry. Who timed you out? Did you see? I don't know. I didn't see why you were timed out. But you're back now, and that's good. Klopp won't be leaving anytime soon, said Joanne. Damn right he won't. Chris Lawler or Phil Neal? I mean, what's the weird questions? Why the weird questions? Two small kids, got all the kits, just has to be done, said the Irish Beard. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to Turkey though. Don't forget, I'm going to Turkey in July. And if there's one thing we know about Turkey, having been there before, it's that they sell lots of genuine fakes, as they call them. So I'll make sure that little dude is kitted out in the away kits and the home kits and in Turkey's finest. But he's got the goalkeeper's kit coming from the club. Original Gunner, mate, I'd seen nothing wrong in anything that you've said. So if you were timed out, it must have been an accident or somebody just got trigger happy, because you were absolutely sound on this channel, mate. Maradona's solo run against England was legendary. It was unbelievable, Tim. Unbelievable. Michael Owens against Argentina wasn't too shabby either, mind you, when he came through as an 18-year-old. Where were you the night of Istanbul? In Istanbul, Owen. I was fortunate enough to be there, and I was in Athens in 2007. Didn't work out as well either, but yes, I was lucky enough to be at Istanbul, mate, so never going to forget that one, clearly. Love the streams, Craig. It always makes my day to sit down and watch your streams. You're the best. That's so kind of you, Kelly. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you watching as well, so thank you. And not because it's against England, you big fibber. I have nothing against England, mate. I don't give a shit about England and internationals. I don't wish them good or bad. Thierry Henry's handball, another favourite. No, that was just blatant fucking cheating. I mean, let's be fair about that. I mean, it's one thing doing it against England. Nah, I'm only joking. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Henry's handball did drive me mad. I'm not going to lie. As much as I can say I don't like international football, I got swept up in the romanticism of that moment away in Paris when it looked like Ireland could actually do it. So yeah, I'm a bit of a hypocrite. But I'm always going to admit that. I'm a fucking hypocrite. I'm a massive hypocrite. I'm a football fan. It's par for the course, isn't it? Craig, you're going to Turkey. I'm going in August. Nice one, Kyle. I'll be a lovely time, mate. I haven't been there in about 6 or 7 years because we've gone to Orlando every year since. But I'm looking forward to going back. I've never been to this part of Turkey before. And we're going to Tenerife down in October, but I can't wait to have a holiday. I live for holidays, honestly. I count down between holidays. I love travelling. I agree. I went to Spain to sell fake jerseys. Don't fall for them. Oh, the ones in Turkey, I mean, next level. Next level stuff in Turkey. Beats headphones. I won't buy fake runners. Family do, but I won't buy fake runners. I don't know, I'm a bit weird like that. T-shirts, jeans, suits. Yeah, I'll be filling up me. No customs. I won't. I'll actually be buying nothing over there. Nothing at all. I no. Irish Customs, if you're watching, I won't be doing anything. I'll be bringing back exactly the €130 worth of goods that I'm allowed to travel back through with. Race for 3rd and 4th was funny this year. Nobody wanted to win it for weeks, said Lee LFC. I'm off to Gran Canaria in July, said Danny. Nice one. October for us, as I said, to Tenerife. Haven't been to Gran Canaria before. Been to Lanzarote. Never been to Gran Canaria. What are your thoughts on David Neres? I haven't seen that much of him, but what I have seen, he looks pretty good, to be fair. He looks pretty good. What was the Maradona hand of God? Oh, Google it, Jack. Google it, mate. Mexico 86. Argentina beat Germany. Or Argentina beat England. Maradona scored 1 goal with his hand, the hand of God. And he scored his 2nd goal, which was outstanding. One of the best goals you'll ever see. Opinions on Suarez. Look, Suarez is that person that if he's at your club, you absolutely idolise him. You love his shithousery and you want more of it. When you're playing against him, you know, you get wound up by him. But I didn't mind him celebrating, if that's what you're wondering. Him celebrating against us, I had no problems with that. Champions League semi-final, he's every right to celebrate. The Fairy House Market are decent at fake hits. Haven't been out there actually. Haven't been out to the Fairy House Market before. Lanzarote is windy. Again, it's been so many years since I've been to Lanzarote. I think I was like 19 or 20 when I was in Lanzarote, so it's a very long time ago. You're going to Cancun in Mexico for the 4th time in a row. Is it good, big man Steve? I have a vision of wanting to go and do 4 days in Las Vegas and then 10 days in Cancun afterwards. I know a few people that have been to Cancun, mate, and have loved it, but you're obviously a regular 4th time going over. It's somewhere I definitely want to try and get to, mate. It looks class. And I'm all for an all-inclusive as well. I want to get to Amsterdam, said Lee. Do, mate. Do. I'd definitely say do. For various reasons, whether it's for the obvious reason of wanting to hit the cafes or if it's culturally, there's lots to do. You've got the Ajax Arena, you've obviously got all the museums as well. It's a wonderful city. Ajax versus Spurs, opinions. Well, we're going to be covering it, Todd, on Wednesday. I think first goal in the game is very important. If Ajax get it, I think it's a done job. Cancun is spring break territory. It is, but just don't go during spring break, to be fair, which I think is March, April. Sturridge wouldn't be the best player in the world he would be if he never had injuries. He'd be one of the top forwards in the country anyway, but unfortunately he did have a lot of injuries. Excuse me. Craig, Europa League final predictions would score. I don't even know who's there yet, mate. Don't know. The final hasn't been decided yet, so I can't give you predictions when I don't know who's playing. I'm going to Ballybunion, said Rafa the Gaffer. I'll be watching the playoff Premier League next Saturday. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Quite sad for Jan Vertonghen, said Live Gamer. Yeah, it is unfortunate. But he wasn't ruled out with a concussion, so is he definitely ruled out of the game? Bulgaria love a fake jersey, said Sean. Have you been to any of the Greek islands? Yes, I have. I've been to Crete, mate. I did a summer over there working as a DJ. This is the only one I've been to, though. I've been to Crete twice. Go to Tenerife every year around October, said Domestic Butler. That's when we're going, mate. I've never been to Tenerife, but we're going in October this year. It looks like a really nice hotel, actually, as well. I believe Arsenal Chelsea 3-1, said Maddie. Love the stream, said Paul Wilson. Thank you, mate. All eyes on City game tomorrow, Red, said Dave. Absolutely, pal. Went to Crete last year. It's quite big, said Danny. Yeah, I wasn't overgone on it, though, to be fair. I wasn't, am I a good DJ? Not anymore. I mean, when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, I was DJing in clubs. As I said, I did a summer over in Greece as well. I wouldn't say I was good, but I've DJ with a few famous enough people. Toilets in Crete and Greece are crap, literally. Yeah, tell you not to flush toilet rolling all down the toilet. Yeah, I've been rather fortunate. One of my cousins, my first cousin, is a massive DJ in Ireland. So he didn't open any doors for me when I was DJing because we hadn't actually, we didn't know each other too well. But as I got to know him later on in life, he introduced me to some really big people, which was cool. Alright, Craig, 13k on the horizon. We're getting close. Definitely getting close. Do you think Leicester will do us a favour? Hopeful rather than confident, Paul. Hopeful, mate. What about you? Like who? Oh, who have I met? Oh, I've DJ'd with Brandon Block and Alex P. I've met Carl Cox. I've met Boy George. A couple of other famous Irish DJs as well. Well, not so famous. Who else have I met because of him? Tall Paul. I think that's about it in DJ land. But as I said, all thanks to the cousin. Love this channel. You do a great job. Thank you. And I did follow you back, Domestic Butler. I made sure to follow you back last night on Twitter. My fourth cousin's Billy Idol. Nice. That's class. U2 fan? No, I'm not. I'm not a fan of U2. I'm not a fan of U2 either. I'm just not my type of music, really. I've met Goldie. Nice. I actually wouldn't mind meeting Goldie. Seems like a really nice guy. I'm going to some hotel in Turkey and it's called Golden something. No idea, Kyle, mate. Sorry. Bloody hell, rubbing shoulders with the names, man. Yeah, it was an interesting period in my life, Willow. Put it that way. It was fun. Getting to DJ with Brandon Block and Alex P. It was actually filling in for a mate of mine as a favour, so he was much bigger than I was, so I was covering for him, which was really good. But yeah, the cousin, meeting some people thanks to my cousin. As I said, my cousin's a really big DJ. He's remixed albums for U2. Very big DJ. Brian Morrissey knows who my cousin is, DJ Wise, and you might not know him outside of Ireland too much, but he's pretty fucking big. Tillman to terrorise City, hopefully. How you doing, my friend? Fingers and eyes crossed for Leicester tomorrow night, said John Gotts. 100%. I met the man, the myth, the legend, Louis Walsh, said Dirkbow, or Dickie Bow, sorry, Dickie Bow, nice. Louis Walsh a legend, he is, whatever you say about him, he's a legend. My dad used to DJ, now he's a big bore. But I think we all are, Lee. I'm a big bore now as well, to be fair, mate. Goldie is as mental as he looks. I actually watched a documentary recently that Goldie was in. He seems like a mad lad, alright, but in a good way. I've been on a session, Manny from the Stone Roses, and I've met Connor Crosby from... Did you just write the Anfield rap? Did you literally just write the Anfield rap, Brian Morrissey? Is that what I'm reading here? You've met Connor Crosby from the Anfield rap. Not agenda, rap. Unlike Ruby Walsh, that man cost us some cash at Jason Ward. I've never met anyone famous other than Paul O'Connell. I've kind of been lucky in life through friends or acquaintances or just being lucky, I've kind of met quite a few famous people, but I mean, they're just people at the end of the day, like everybody else. The only person I've ever been starstruck meeting was Jurgen Klopp. I didn't even get to meet him, actually. I say meet him, I didn't get to meet him. I was in a press conference that he was in. I could have asked him a question and I shit the bed, and I couldn't bring myself to do it the first time round. I was too nervous. Connor met Niall Horan. Well, there you go, mate. I mean, the pride of Mullingar. The Raptor said, I won't go into how many of these people I've met over the years, but it's a lot. Raptor used to be in the music business, of course. And I imagine, mate, you do have some stories. There's definitely a podcast or two that has to come out of Raptor. Crosby Red said, 17 days in South Africa, 6 days on safari. Nice. Nice. Do I like rugby? I watch it. I wouldn't say I'm an avid fan, Dominus, but I do like it. Trying to get through as many more comments as I can, sorry, because I want to finish up in a sec. Danny said, I met Gareth Bale in my local Nando's. Nice. Was he having a cheeky Nando's or was it just a regular Nando's? If you could choose one Arsenal player to sign for Liverpool, who would it be? Probably Lacazette. Probably. You met Chris Akabusi. Nice one, Jason. Is he as bold and big and fun and lively as he comes across? You met Aguero. Nice one. Can I blame autocorrect for that? No, Brian, there's no coming back from that, mate. Sorry, there's none. There's just none. You met Paul Daniels in Wolverhampton Town. My God, some people have met some really interesting people here. JLS were sitting behind you at Burger King at Malaga Airport. Nice. I was on a flight once, and on the same flight there was Mick McCarthy and Brian Kerr on the same Ryanair flight once, which was mad. You met Salah. Oh, you lucky fella. Oh, I'd love to meet Mo and just worship at the altar that is Mo Salah. Oh, I was thinking the same, Jack. Akabusi? Don't you mean Akabusi? Oh, that's exactly where my head went, mate, when I heard the name. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there's definitely another stream in this where we can talk about famous people that we've met and some stories, because it was so much fun the last few minutes. Thank you for making me smile. It's nice to go off the stream on a positive note. We'll be back tomorrow, as I said, with a watch along of the Manchester City Leicester City game. Hope you can join us for that one. Keep your fingers crossed, rub your rosary beads, say your prayers, whatever it is that makes you confident and believe. Just do it. Do whatever makes you happy, but do whatever's going to get us this result. Thank you as always to everybody for joining me. It was so much fun. Lots of love to you all. I hope you have a lovely bank holiday Monday. Thank you to everyone that subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that button. We're only 40 away from 13k. I will chat to you all tomorrow. Take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking race.